Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel for today's video. Today I just wanted to talk to you about some things on my mind, about maybe the direction that you're going in. I've just been feeling in my heart that what you've been dealing with is a master illusionist, okay, and that's wickedness. Someone who works with witchcraft and is in the embodiment of witchcraft to control, to distract and extract your fuel, your energy, your core essence of who you are, your instincts, your demeanor, your gifts, your traits, and your identity. To cut you off from your spirit man, your higher self, to keep you as if a zombie, weak and looking to them for all of your direction. So you went from your higher self to meeting this individual, and in the illusion, they took all of your goods and had gotten you to depend on them based on all the confusion that you've been seeing. But since you've broke from them, your growth is happening quickly. It's like you're evolving. It's like you're moving up in a lateral direction because you've been in a circle, in a stasis for a long, long time. And there's been no waters moving. So everything has been getting distilled. But now the things have broken free and the waters move and you're starting to think clearly again. The fog is lifting. And your enemies know this, and they have been stalking you, watching you, and keeping an eye on you because it's starting to bother them. And what it's doing is it's just changing you into someone who has more visibility. You're able to see not just in the physical, but things that are happening and occurring in the spiritual realm as well. Almost as if it is physical. And that's how clear it's becoming. That you have new purpose, that you have new drive and a new fire. They're mad because you're starting to get this presence about you. And this presence is giving you protection. It's almost like they took your clout and all of your traits and all of your gifts. They took all of your identity and they smeared it up. They ran smear campaigns on you and character assassinated you for no reason when all you were doing was goodness. Okay, maybe you were giving them too many chances, or maybe you were a little naive, but you've woken up. And God's given you a new clout now. He's letting it all, he needed it to all get burned down. Because you weren't doing things right all the way down from the foundation. So this is how even the evil that people do to you, if you're one of God's people, then it's all going to be good for you in the end. And so this is all had to be burned down to the ground so that he could start fresh with you. Because you were operating wrong and you had built this whole house on top of this bad foundation. So it had to come down anyway. And it's better now than later. And so he's giving you a new clout from that smear campaign, the character assassination, and this new clout's different. Trust me. And these people are not happy with this because they come to destroy. They come to annihilate, to take you out. And when you went through this where everything was caving in on you, you know, they're in their ego and their pride. So they see things from a fleshly point of view. And it's recognizing, for you to take your time and recognize that you're separating. You had to separate. This thing had to be torn down, and you had to separate and recognize that it was all built from the illusion. That's what you're separating from. So you're separating from this illusion, which is along the lines of the same as the enmeshment that you were born into. Okay. And your movement is rare because this is being led in the spirit. That you're starting to, because even when you were going through this, you were still continuing to move along, to truck along. You didn't really stop, because even though things were burning down, you knew that you got to keep it moving. You knew that you were being led through something, that it wasn't in vain. You were still having growth in this, and people didn't see it, but you knew that you just had to keep going. And as you were getting wounded and torn up, you just kept moving, and you were moving up a hill, y'all. You were moving up a hill. And now you've made it to that high ground. And things are being unlocked, unhinged, and unchained. And that old is becoming new again. And you're just starting to have new faith and new hope. And new honor is growing in and amongst the people around you. That's how they're starting to see you. And it's power-given honor. It's because you're transforming, and you're blessed to be doing this. And you need to know that. This is how you should see it. That you have new power and authority, and the alignment that you had in the past has been broken. And your alignment now is the alignment of God and imparting unto you new things. And don't worry about whoever your replacement was. Your replacement is just somebody who's a gopher, just somebody who's they just do what they're told, and that's none of your business. But don't look back. But they're watching you and they're having to relive their own negativity. So what's happening is everything that they have done to you is starting to get reversed back onto them. It's almost as if it did the damage it was going to do to you, but the damage it was going to do to you was only for your own blessing. Because you have decided to make an about face and go from that evil that you were maybe brought up into and didn't have the understanding of, that you learned later. So a lot of it was unbeknownst to you, innocently, but now you see truth for what it is, okay? And they're having to walk out this negativity. A lot of this was even paid for, paid to put spelling on you, paid to put witchcraft on you. And it's coming back to them. It's almost as if it's a bad investment. Like a bad investment, you still have payment due, regardless. If you have a bad investment and you can't pay those loans back that you expected to make a lot of money on, but now you find yourself having to pay all of those loans back. It's like that. And even in the spiritual realm, payment comes back, and it requires a note. Even in the storm, you went through a storm, and the storm is now clearing. The thing is people of wickedness, narcissists and people of wickedness, they don't ever go through the storm. They try to stay broken and to make deals, evil deals, to stay away from having to deal with the storm. But what the storm brings is clarity. It brings strength. It gets you to invest in the good things that you need to learn and invest in, from the sacrificing, from the pain. And that's what these individuals don't do. Because when you've been broken, you had to be broken to become fixed. And I know you've been broken. And that's where the newness comes. And all the smearing that's been occurring, you've been covered. Judgment's being served. when your journey's been rough. Now you're strong and immovable. And that strength that you've gathered is not what you would think. It's not in revenge. It's been through love. Love is the most powerful thing in this world. And the things that happen, just let them go. Let them be in the dust. Let them go with the dust. Let them get blown away with the dust. Don't entangle with it anymore. Evil ends up destroying itself. It's like Gideon in the book of Judges. They had to go. God had sent them to fight and be one of 10 men. I mean, over hundreds of thousands of men with just like 20,000. And when they got up to the camp in the darkness, it's like there was some noise made, and the enemy ended up coming out of their tents and destroying each other. They didn't even have to do anything. It was because of the faith that they had. That's all God needed them to do, is to have faith that he would take care of them. And not one individual got hurt. They fought each other in the darkness. In their own confusion, they destroyed themselves. And that's what evil does. They make deals to avoid these storms, and the problem with that is they're making deals that can't be held up. It takes guts to go through the storm. And when you walk in truth, and you a lot of times don't see the judgment that you feel like you should see upon others for what's been going on to you, and all of the pain that you've gone through, you're kind of like wondering, where are you at, Lord, you know? But the enemy has forgotten. It's gotten so far away, and you pretty much have kind of lost touch with it too. It's been such a long time maybe, but the thing about repayment, when you've been walking in truth, a lot of times it doesn't come as quick as you want it to. And a lot of times it comes when you have almost forgotten what has happened, or let it go. And the reason is you have to let it go. When you let it go, you break those ties and connections. The fury that will get released on your enemies, I mean, it comes when people least expect it. The judgment for what people have done to truth tellers. But payment is being served. And they made bad investment. They didn't invest in themselves. You did. And they can't keep up any longer because you invested in yourself, and they invested in putting you through evil, but they didn't invest in themselves. They usually don't. Not in a good way. So fear not, for God's with you. And his rod and his staff will comfort you. Thank you for watching. Your like, subscription. Till next time, soldier up. Peace, be out.